Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn extending generic views, and following are the topics that we are going to discuss. Firstly, we will see an overview of extended generic views, then we will learn about the create view, list view, detail view, update view and the delete view. So let's start with understanding what are extended generic views. The best recommended way to extend generic view is to subclass them and override their attributes or method. Addition to this, examples are the most effective technique to learn how to extend the generic view, and the implementation of a selective crude operations like create, retrieve, update and delete is the finest example for this. I conclude that we are going to learn extended generic view with the help of a crude implementation example. So before starting an example, I will give you an overview of the predefined views that are available in generic view, which we are going to use for the extension. So the first one is a create view. It is used to add a new entries to the table in the database. The second one is a retrieve view. It is used to read, retrieve, search or view existing entry as a list or a detail. If you want to retrieve as a list, you have to use the list view, or if you want to get a detail of a particular entry, you will have to use the detail view. The next view is update view. It is used to update or edit the existing entries in the table in the database. And the last one is a delete view. It is used to delete, deactivate or remove the existing entries in a table in the database. So with this we have learned about the extended generic views that we are going to use for extension of the generic views. So we will learn this concept with the help of an example. So I will show you example step by step. As you all know that the first most important step of executing any project in Django is the creation of a project and the app. So I create a project with the name hospital by using a command Django-admin start project and the name of the app as a hospital, and I create an app inside it with the name records by using the command python manage.py start app, and as the name of the app I pass records. So after creating both project and the app, we have to install this app in the project directory. For this, I open the settings.py file located inside the project directory. I move in the installed app section and I add the name of the records app here. After that, I save this file. So the next step is to include the path of the app URL file. For this, we have to open the hospital directory and inside we have a file with the names urls.py. I open this file and I include the path of the app URL. So here I write a line include records.urls, which means it include the path of the app's URL file. So now we will learn to create a model as we are working on the crude operation. So we required a model for this. For creating a model, I open my app directory and inside it I have a models.py file. I open this and here you can see that I create a model and the name of my class model is a record and it has the specific field. The first field is a ID. It is an integer type field and I make this field as a primary by using a keyword primary underscore key. The next field is a first name. It is a character field and I set its maximum length to 150. Similarly, like that, I also create a last name field as a character field and I also set its maximum length to 150. The next field is the mobile field. I also created it as a character field and I set its maximum length to 10. The next one is email field. As it is an email field, I choose the email field class for this and I set an attribute unique for this so that only once the email is accepted by the model. The next one is the medical description and I set this field as a text field. And in last, I return the first name and the last name as an object. So after creating the model, you all know that we must execute two commands to build the database. So the first command is a python manage.py make migrations, and you have to click on the enter. It will execute the command. So as I already created the model, it shows me that there is no change detected. After that, you will have to apply migrations. For this, you have to write a command python manage.py migrates and click enter. So here you can see that I write the spelling of a migrate wrong. I write it as migrates. Basically it is a migrate only. So please take care of the spellings while writing the command, otherwise you will get an error. So I rectify it and execute, and you can see that all the operations are performed and the migration are also run successfully. So after creating a model, I want to create a model form. So user will use this to enter an input. For this, I opens the forms.py file, and firstly I import the model which I created. For this, I write the command forms.models import record. Then I create a model form class with the name record form, and under meta class I pass the name of the model as a record and field as a double underscore all double underscore, which means it includes all the field of the record model in the form. So after creating the form and a model, we will now learn to define the view. For this, we have to open the views.py file, and here we will learn to implement the different class based generic views that we are going to extend. So firstly, I will give you an overview about the create view, then I will explain you the code for creating the create view. So the create view is a logic used to create a database table object, and the class based view set up every aspect of the view automatically. Only you need to define the field name and the model name for which this create view is created. After this view automatically try to find out a template with name app slash model name underscore forms dot html. For example, I have a app with the name records and the model name as a record, so it will search for records slash record underscore form dot html. So now I will show you the example, so you will get the concept of creating the create view. So firstly I import my model. For this I write line from records.models import record. Here this records with s is the name of my app and the record is the name of my model. Now I will import the generic views. For this I write from django.views.generic.edit import create view. This create view is the part of the edit module. So you have to write it as views.generic.edit. Then you have to write the create view. So now we will learn to create a view and learn to extend these generic view. For this, firstly I create a generic create view. Here I create a subclass named patient create, then I extend this existing view named create view, and after this I define a model record and a field as double underscore all double underscore, by using which create view is created. Then I override the success underscore URL attribute on it, which redirects to the read view when we submit the form successfully. So basically here I extend this create view to this patient create subclass. So I hope you understand the concept of extended the views. Now we will move to learn about the list view. The list view is a view that allows multiple instances of a table from the database to be displayed. We only need to specify the model name which applies the list view, and this list view will automatically search for the template named as app slash model name underscore list.html. So now I will show you how to create this list view by using the extended generic view concept. So for creating the list view, I import the library from django.views.generic.list. Import list view. It means this list view is imported from the module list. So now I will show you the code to create the list view. So firstly, I create a subclass with the name patient retrieve. Then I extend its functionality by passing the already created class presented in the generic view named as a list view, and here I define the name of the model as a record. By writing only one line of a code, we create the list of the objects which we are entered in the model. So now we will move ahead and learn to create the detail view. A view that displays just one instance of a table from a database is referred to as a detail view. And for this we assign a primary key for each entry. So we get the specific request with the help of a primary key, and this detail view automatically search for the template name as app name slash model name underscore detail.html after receiving a model name to construct it. So I will show you the example. So firstly I import the library from django.views.generic.detail, and I import the detail view class, and this detail view class is a part of this detail module. So here I create a detail view class. For this I create a subclass patient detail, and I extend the existing view named as detail view, and here I define the name of a model record by using which detail view is created. So now we will move to the next step and learn to create the update view. Update view is a view used to add some additional information to specify to a specific instance of a table in the database. The entries in the database can be changed using this view. For instance, we would like to enter the user mobile number. At that time we required this update view, and we need to specify the model name. It will do everything automatically. So after creating this, it will search for the app name slash model name slash form.html template file by default. So I will show you the example of the update view. So for creating the update view, firstly I need to import it. So this update view is a part of the edit module. So I import it first. Then I create this update generic view. So firstly I create a subclass with the name patient update. Then I extend the existing view update view using this. Then I define the model record by using which this update view is created, and I specify field as all. For this I assign double underscore all double underscore to this fields attribute. After this I override the success underscore URL on it, which redirects to the read view when we update the form successfully. And I also override the template underscore name underscore suffix attribute on it and define it as a underscore update underscore form, which means that it will look for the app name slash module name hyphen update hyphen form.html template instead of the app name slash model name hyphen form.html file. So with this we also learn to create an update view. Now we will move ahead and learn to create the delete view. So basically a view that deletes a specific instance of a table from the database is referred to as a delete view. It is used to remove the entries from the database, such as we want to remove a last name. and this class based delete view automatically do everything without writing any function for this, and this view automatically search for the template file name as app slash model name underscore confirm underscore delete dot html. So now we will learn to create this delete view first. So for creating the delete view, I create a subclass named as a patient delete. Then I extend this class with the name delete view. After this, I define the model record by using which this delete view is created, and I also override the success underscore URL property on it, which redirects to the read view when the deletion process completes. So with this, we have learned to create the all generic views using the extended property. So after creating all these views, we know that we have to define it in the URL file which is located in the app directory. By default, you know URL as file is not available. So firstly we have to create this file, then we have to enter the path of these view. For this, firstly I import these view which I created with the name patient create, patient detail, patient retrieve, patient update and patient delete. So after this I create a path for each view. So firstly I create a path as a patient create dot as underscore view method. Then I create a path as read slash and the view name is patient retrieve dot as underscore view. Similarly, for the patient detail, patient update and patient delete, I created with using the as underscore view method, and with these three paths I also specify the primary key. So after creating the URL of these view, we complete our backend process. So now we will move to front end process and learn to create the templates. For this we have to create a folder with name templates. So I create here. Then inside it we also have to create a subfolder with named on the app. So my name of the app is records. So I create a subfolder with the name record. Then you have to install this template folder in your settings.py file. So I open my settings.py file and install this and add this template folder. So here under this template section I assign the templates to the dirs attribute. After this we will learn to create the templates for each view. Firstly, we will learn to create the template of a create view. As I told you, that create view search for the file as model name underscore form.html. So I open this. So I create a file with the name record underscore form.html and I add the code for create view. So firstly, I define a form tag which create a form. Then I set the form method to the post. After this, I use the CSRF underscore token for the security reason. Next, I render the form as a paragraph. For this reason, I use the Django tag form.as underscore p. And in last, I add a button for submission of the record and I close this form button. So with this we learn to create the create view template. So next we will move to learn the list view template. As I told you, list view search for the model name underscore list.html file. So this means we have to create a file with the name record underscore list.html. So I create a file and add the code here. So I will explain you this code as we want to retrieve the objects in the list. So I create a list first by using the ul tag, which means unordered list. Then I iterate over the objects by using the for loop. After this, I display the first name. Here you can see that I write as object dot first name and object dot last name as a hyperlink by using a href tag. Then I call the empty tag of a Django, which will work if there is no object is present, and it display the message as no object yet. So with this we learn to create the list view HTML file. Now we will move ahead and learn to create the detail view template. So as I told you, detail view search for the record underscore detail.html file. So here I open this file and I will explain you the code. Firstly, I create a heading and I set first name and last name to it. After that, I use the paragraph tag and it shows the email, mobile number and the description of the user which we entered using the model form. Then I create a button that move us to the update page and the delete page. So here you can see that I create a button with the name delete and update, and I also add a hyperlink to move back to the list. Here I create a hyperlink to move back by using the ahref tag. So with this we also learn to create the detail view template. Now we will learn to create the update template. As I told you, by default it looks for the record underscore forms.html file, but you can see that in the views file I specify the template underscore name underscore suffix as update underscore form. So this means that now it will search for the record underscore update underscore forms.html file. So here I add a code. For this I start my form by using a form tag and I use the method as a post. After this I use the csrf underscore token tag for the security features, and then I render the form as a paragraph, and in last I create a button which is used to update the details of the user. So with this we also learn to create the template of the update view. Now we will learn the last template, that is delete view template. So as I told you, delete view automatically search for the record underscore confirm underscore delete.html file. So I create a file with this name and here I add a code. So again I create a form with the post method as a csrf token. Then I create a paragraph and I add a message as are you sure to want to delete, and it will also print the object. So as object I pass the first name and the last name. So after this it will print the first name and the last name, and then I create a button confirm for the deletion process. So with this we also learn to create the delete view template. So we learn all the things that we need for the creation of the crude application implementation. Now we execute this code by writing the command python manage.py run server. So here I enter. Now I open this and show you the output. So the forms appear like this. Firstly we have to enter the id. So I enter the id as 200. Then I have to enter the names. Then I pass the name as a John, the last name as a Jim. Then I have to enter the mobile number. So I pass the mobile number here. The maximum length is a 10 digit. Then we have to enter the email address. So I enter the email address of the John. Then we have to enter the medical description. So I add medical description as a COVID and I click on this submit button. When I click on this submit button, it will move to the list view. So you can see that it shows me the first name and the last name of the user as a hyperlink. So you can see I already have a one patient with the name James Bond, and the next one is the John Jim which I created now. So when you click on the specific patient, it will show you the detail. Suppose I want to show the detail of the John Jim. So I click on this, it will show me the detail of the John Jim. So it may show me the John Jim as a heading, and a paragraph it will show me the email, mobile number and the medical description. If you want to go back to the list, you can click on this backlist option. I click on this, it will move to the list view back. So I again click on this. If you want to update anything, suppose you have write his number wrong, for this you have to click on this update button. When I click on this update button, it will open the form with the pre-filled details. So I rectify his number and click on the update option. When I click on the update button, it will successfully move to the list view also. Now I again click on this John Jim, and you can see that now the detail of the John Jim is updated. If you want to delete this patient detail, you click on this delete button. When I click on this delete button, it will show that are you sure you want to delete John Jim? If you are sure, you can click on this confirm button. So I want to delete this. I click on this confirm button. When I click on this confirm button, it deletes the record of the user and take us back to the list view. So with this, we have learned to extend generic views, and in the next video, we will learn about the template context.